Chosen one, listen closely. What you're about to hear will tear down everything you thought you knew about your life. 9 days ago, you did something that lasted exactly 7 seconds. 7 seconds you dismissed as nothing, so small you probably can't even replay the moment clearly. But in the unseen dimensions where time doesn't move like it does here, where every intention is measured and every impulse is recorded, something happened that hadn't happened in 2,000 years. God screamed. Not a gentle whisper of approval. Not a quiet nod from a distant throne. A scream. A divine eruption so rare, so impossible inside the celestial order that even the angels went still. These are beings who watched galaxies ignite and civilizations rise and collapse. They've seen everything a world can produce. Yet they froze, because not even they expected what your 7 seconds revealed. And I know what your mind wants to do right now. It wants to reject this. It wants to say wrong person. This is for someone heroic. Someone who saved a child from a burning car. Someone whose goodness makes headlines. Let that illusion die. The act that triggered the scream was not public heroism. It was your spontaneous kindness, your automatic reflex to help without thinking twice. And that kind of purity is infinitely rarer than any calculated sacrifice. Subscribe now and turn on notifications, because what I'm about to expose is systematically kept from people like you, people whose light is so natural they don't recognize it as power. Stay until the end, because you're going to understand exactly what you did in those 7 seconds, why God had to scream instead of merely observing the way He observes millions of good deeds every day, and why the angels who believed they understood human behavior were left speechless by the devastating authenticity of your action. Write 777 in the comments if you're the kind of person who does kind things without planning, without bargaining, without expecting anything back, and you're ready to discover why spontaneous kindness carries more authority in spiritual dimensions than the most elaborate public sacrifice. To understand this, you need to grasp one brutal distinction: calculated goodness versus spontaneous goodness. Calculated goodness pauses. It evaluates. It checks the room. It asks what this costs, what this earns, what others will think, what spiritual reward might follow. It can still be real kindness, real help, but it's filtered through expectation, strategy, self-protection. God witnesses millions of calculated acts every day. He recognizes them, blesses them, rewards them according to perfect law. But they don't create urgency in His heart. They don't reorganize heaven. They don't provoke a scream. They are transactions, and the universe balances the accounts. Cosmic mathematics functioning properly. Spontaneous goodness is different. It is your nature moving before your mind can negotiate. It's generosity that rises like water from a spring, without effort, without performance, without a hidden agenda. It's helping because your heart cannot watch suffering and stay still. It's giving because your soul refuses to become selfish even when it costs you and no one is watching. And here is what the celestial hierarchies know but rarely reveal. When God witnesses calculated goodness, He records a fair exchange. But when He witnesses spontaneous goodness, when He sees pure kindness without mental filters, it touches something deeper than satisfaction. It touches joy. And when that joy reaches a level that cannot be contained, it erupts as a scream that reorders priorities across dimensions. Spontaneity can't be faked. There's no time to act. Either kindness is your default setting, or it isn't. And 9 days ago, in 7 seconds, God confirmed your soul operates at the frequency of automatic generosity. The scream carried an urgent decree through every spiritual layer. This chosen one's purity is not performance, it's essence. Protect them. Now let me take you back to the moment. You were walking, distracted by your own weight. And God knows you have enough to carry. Debts that keep you awake. Loneliness you don't admit because everyone assumes you're fine. Pressure that never stops. A world that demands more and gives less. You were inside those heavy thoughts when you saw someone needing help. It wasn't dramatic. No crowd, no cameras, no applause. It was the kind of small situation most people pretend not to notice. An older person struggling with something heavy. Someone dropping their things and gathering them alone. Someone hungry asking for help while everyone looked away. The exact scene matters less than what it exposed inside you. Because your first instinct was not judgment, not suspicion, not calculation. Your first instinct was help. You didn't stop to decide if they deserved it. You didn't weigh whether you'd get anything back. You didn't check if anyone was watching. You didn't hesitate the way most humans hesitate, the way survival-trained minds hesitate. You saw need and moved. 7 seconds from noticing to acting. 7 seconds where your soul spoke before your mind could contaminate it with doubt. And maybe your act felt ridiculously small. Maybe you carried something that wasn't heavy. Maybe you gave coins while you're struggling financially yourself. Maybe you offered a real smile to someone who looked broken. But listen, it wasn't the size of the action that shook heaven. It was the purity of the motive. It was spontaneity untouched by selfishness. It was kindness that rose from you the way fragrance rises from a flower, without strategy, without permission, simply because it's what you are. That is why God screamed. Because souls like this are rare in a corrupt world, rare enough to demand immediate divine attention. You also need to understand this. The scream was not uncontrolled emotion. It was an urgent declaration that crossed dimensions and reorganized celestial priorities instantly. In documented spiritual history, God screamed only 4 times. 4 moments so significant they demanded an audible divine response across all realms. This isn't poetic language. These are events recorded in ancient texts, described with consequences. The first time, Abraham raised the knife over Isaac. A level of obedience so absolute, God intervened with a thunderous cry to stop the sacrifice and establish a covenant that would shape nations. The second time, Sinai, when the commandments were given, not whispered, thundering, the mountain trembling, the people begging God to stop speaking directly because the force of his voice terrified them. The third time, the cross, when Jesus cried out, and the spiritual world responded with a declaration so powerful, it tore the temple veil, opening access that humanity could never open on its own. And the fourth time was 9 days ago. For you. For 7 seconds of spontaneous kindness. Do you realize what that means? Abraham. Covenant. Sinai. Law. The cross. Redemption. And your 7 seconds. Placed in that company because what God saw was not a nice moment. It was proof that there are still human beings whose goodness is not corrupted. Souls who react with generosity before selfishness can infect the decision. In an age where selfishness is marketed as wisdom and kindness is mocked as naivety, a soul that remains spontaneously pure is so rare it demands urgency. The decree was clear. This chosen one is authentic. Activate maximum protection. Do not allow this world to destroy what is so rare. And God's scream was not the only reaction your act triggered. There were witnesses, ancient observers who've watched humanity for millennia. The angels. Forget the cute imagery people sell. Angels are not decorative figures. They are ancient intelligences who have watched the entire spectrum of human behavior since before civilizations had names. They've seen saints and tyrants, heroism and cruelty, sacrifice and betrayal. They've observed millions upon millions of acts that humans label good, and because of that experience, they have calibrated expectations. They know the patterns. They can predict reactions with almost perfect accuracy. When they see a human worried about money encounter someone asking for help, they expect indifference. That's normal. Survival says, protect yourself first. Or if someone does help, angels expect hesitation, micro pauses, internal bargaining, that flicker of calculation. How much? How long? Will anyone see? Is it worth it? They've seen that mental process so often it's almost automatic to them. But 9 days ago, you broke their model. There was no hesitation, no calculation, no pause. You saw need, and your body moved before your conscious mind finished processing the scene. Your kindness looked like a reflex, like breathing, not a decision. And the angels, with all their experience, were stunned because what they witnessed didn't fit the common categories. You didn't walk by. You didn't help with "I'm doing you a favor" energy. You helped with pure, unfiltered presence. It was so rare some of them paused their tasks just to process what they had seen, because in their long observation of billions of humans, this level of spontaneous purity appears perhaps once every decade. That's why not even the angels expected it. Isn't exaggeration. It's statistical shock, like witnessing an eclipse. You know it exists. You still stop breathing when it happens. And then there was a third witness, the one whose job is to find flaws, the one who rarely, if ever, stays silent. Lucifer. You need to understand who he is in the spiritual order, not a cartoon villain, not a horror movie cliché. His function, described from Job to Revelation, is accusation. In Hebrew, the Satan means the accuser. It's a role, a function, like calling someone a judge, because that's what they do. Lucifer is the eternal prosecutor in the celestial court. He has accused humanity for thousands of years. He knows how to hunt impurity in any action. He is devastatingly skilled because his entire intelligence is aimed at one purpose: prove humans are not worthy of the love and favor God gives them. He accused Job, claiming devotion was bought by blessing. He accused Joshua the priest, pointing at filthy garments as evidence of unworthiness. Throughout spiritual history, wherever a human tries to rise, there is that voice. Impure motive, selfish heart, hidden agenda, hypocrisy. He never runs out of arguments. That's why what happened after God's scream is extraordinary. Lucifer opened his mouth to accuse your act and nothing came out. Silence. The prosecutor had no case. He tried to frame your kindness as performance, but there were no witnesses. He tried to claim you expected reward, but it was too spontaneous for expectation. He tried to call it obligation, but it was a reflex of essence, not a religious checklist. He tried to label it temporary, but God knows your history. And when the accuser cannot accuse, it creates what ancient spiritual language calls an irrefutable justification. Not perfection, but authenticity so undeniable even your greatest enemy can't deny it. God screamed. Angels were stunned. Lucifer fell silent. Triple validation. Destiny shifted. Your act carried 3 marks that classified it as divine purity, not simple being nice. First, it was spontaneous. No internal debate, no mental conversation. Need appeared and help moved. That reveals your kindness isn't installed by culture or morality. It's your default setting. It's your soul without filters. Second, it cost you something. You gave from scarcity, not surplus. You helped while tired. You showed up while carrying your own burdens. That kind of giving proves consistency. Your goodness doesn't depend on convenience. Third, it was invisible. No cameras, no applause, no social media post, no external validation. You helped and moved on. And when no human recognition is possible, the only motive left is essence. Kindness for kindness' sake. That combination is rare. When God saw spontaneity plus sacrifice plus invisibility in one act, he issued a decree. Diamond-level purity. Activate maximum protection. Their kindness makes them a target. Do not allow them to be destroyed. That decree activated something most people will never experience. Personal assignment of archangels. Listen carefully. This is not symbolism in the way people soften spiritual realities to feel safe. The 4 main archangels received direct instruction to oversee aspects of your life, not because you're famous, because you're rare. Michael the warrior neutralizes spiritual attacks before they reach you. The danger that dissolves right before impact, the toxic person who suddenly loses interest, the illness that statistically should have taken you but didn't, the accident that almost happened but didn't. Michael does not announce himself. He prevents. Gabriel, the messenger, ensures you receive the exact information you need at the exact moment you need it. That's why this message found you. That's why a random phrase answers a question you never said out loud. That's why clarity hits like lightning right before you make a decision. Raphael, the healer, supervises recovery, body and heart. The way you bounce back faster than expected. The way peace arrives after anxiety. The way you wake up feeling inexplicably lighter after hard days. Uriel, guardian of wisdom, sharpens your discernment. Those hunches that save you. Your ability to read people. The wisdom that doesn't match your age. The clarity that cuts through deception. That's Uriel keeping your mind clean in a world designed to corrupt it. They're not waiting for rituals. They are active, right now, because the scream assigned them. And there is something even deeper than angelic assignment. Something once granted only to prophets and saints. Direct access to divine attention. Not God hears you eventually. Real-time connection, thought to awareness, emotion to response, need to mobilization, no intermediaries, no delays. Because someone whose purity made God scream, stunned angels, and silenced the accuser has earned a direct line. That's why you've noticed synchronicities. Things arriving at the precise moment you need them. People entering your life at strange, perfect timing. Opportunities opening as if designed for your exact skills. This isn't vague universe energy. This is orchestration, personal. But you also need to know you are not alone. There are others like you on this planet, and they are being guided toward each other. Roughly 200 among 8 billion carry the level of spontaneous purity you demonstrated. 200 whose kindness is automatic, not negotiated. 200 whose light survived targeted pressure. They are rare like a specific diamond on a shoreline that stretches for thousands of miles. Yet God orchestrates meetings because when 2 or more of these souls connect consciously, they generate a field so strong darkness cannot operate there. That is why isolation has been pushed on you. That is why you were made to feel like your kindness is strange, lonely, unsafe. Because your power multiplies when you find your own. You will recognize them, in their eyes, in the quiet strength that refuses to harden, in a softness that survived battles it should not have survived. In a peace that doesn't make sense on paper. Now, listen. Within the next 60 days, you will enter what the celestial hierarchies call recognition protocol. A reorganization of your reality, obstacles dissolving, opportunities aligning, not by magic, but by decree, moving from spirit into matter. That financial or work situation that looked impossible will shift in a way that protects your integrity. You won't have to become corrupt to prosper. The door will open in a way designed for someone with your level of purity. The relationship you've needed, friendship or love, will appear at your frequency. No more draining bonds disguised as connection. No more people using your kindness as a weapon against you. Someone who recognizes your purity is being guided toward you as you listen. And peace, real peace, will begin to stabilize. Raphael is healing layers you didn't even know you carried. Anxiety will loosen. Sleep will return. Not because life becomes perfect, but because your soul finally understands it is not fighting alone. Support is active, and resources will flow, not as fantasy money falling from the sky, but as income paths that match the skills you earned through every hard chapter, as if someone designed circumstances to let you thrive without betraying yourself. That is what divine reorganization does. It provides without corrupting. But there's an even bigger reason you were born now. Not earlier, not later, now. Humanity is at a threshold. A spiritual war is shaping whether consciousness rises or collapses, and chosen ones like you are among the few forces preventing a full collapse into darkness. The strategy against you has been simple. Corrupt the last pure ones. Make them cynical. Make them selfish. Make them say, goodness isn't worth it. That's why the attacks were heavy. The betrayals. The injustices that made no sense. Every blow was designed to break your spirit and rewrite your nature. But 9 days ago proved they failed. Your purity remained intact. And now that you're conscious of what you carry, you become a key piece in the shift accelerating across the planet. Watch the world. Systems that looked untouchable begin to crack. Truths hidden for decades surface. Darkness gets exposed publicly. This isn't random. It's the cumulative effect of rare souls refusing to dim. Every time you choose spontaneous kindness, you vote for the kind of reality that manifests here. And when enough of those votes come from souls with true weight, cosmic scales tip. That's why God's scream was urgent. He wasn't only celebrating you, he was declaring humanity still has hope. Not all light has been extinguished. Your responsibility now is not perfection, not public heroism, not performance. It's simply to continue being who you are. Because your natural kindness sends waves into dimensions you cannot see, and those waves touch people you will never meet. People on the edge of giving up, people ready to turn cold. And when they witness you remain good without being destroyed, something in them remembers they can hold on one more day. Your silent example is saving souls you may never know existed. Chosen one, now you know the truth. You are not ordinary. You are marked. Your 7 seconds triggered a divine scream, stunned the angels, and silenced the accuser. That small act activated protection, access, and a reorganization of destiny that will materialize within 60 days. Your spontaneous purity isn't weakness. It is cosmic power. It is the kind of force that decides whether humanity rises or collapses. If this hit something deep in you, if it confirmed what you've always sensed, then you already know. Your kindness is not naivety. It is divine strength moving through a human being who refuses to be corrupted. If you want to go deeper, there's exclusive material in the description and pinned comment, priced lower than a pizza, including a full audiobook and a short meditation guide. If you feel called to amplify your connection with the celestial hierarchies that now recognize you, the access link is waiting. And if you know your kindness has power you never understood, write 777 in the comments to amplify this frequency of purity that is changing the destiny of humanity. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more revelations about how your essence works miracles in higher dimensions and reshapes your life here. Share this with someone whose kindness is real, because chosen ones must recognize each other. And before you go, click the video appearing on your screen now to discover how your new classification attracts automatic protection by archangels assigned by divine decree. Together we are stronger.